Yeah, listen, you know, a lot of times we talk about the Second Amendment, we always get into that argument with the people that say, you know, there's no such thing as the good guy with the gun. You know, and we can look back and we see the FBI gives us statistics that anywhere between 500,000 and 2 million times a year, a civilian with a firearm is able to thwart a crime from ever happening. But we get the, good guy with a gun is a myth. How do you prove it? It's like trying to prove how many car accidents didn't take place. You know, it's an intangible, we don't know. But we have examples. Stephen Williford, Sutherland Springs. Get a massacre happens in a church. Hears gunfire, comes out of his house barefoot with a handful of ammunition, engages the shooter and puts him down. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Stephen Williford is the proof. Jack Wilson is in another church. Madman opens up with a shotgun, takes out one of his fellow parishioners. From 75 feet away with one single shot, Jack Wilson puts that shooter down. It's not what you know, what you can prove. Jack Wilson is the proof. Eli Dicken, 2 weeks removed from getting his concealed carry permit, is in a luncheonette in an Indiana mall when a madman opens up with a rifle. From 40 yards away, 8 out of 10 shots, he puts that gunman down. Eli Dicken is the proof. My friend, good friend, Raul Mendez, 2 years ago, he's at a barbecue in Texas. An uninvited guest comes into the barbecue and opens fire on everybody. My friend Raul is struck in the head. Bullet passes through his head, through his brain, comes out over his ear, right in front of his wife and children. We don't know how he summoned the strength to get up, retrieve his firearm, and put 2 rounds into the heart of the gunman. Missing an eye, missing an ear, bleeding. His wife thinks he's dead. He's the proof. The good guy with a gun is not a myth. The good guy with a gun is everywhere. We have to show the examples. So when we have these arguments with people about this doesn't happen, that happens, whatever, we have the ammunition to fight back with their rhetoric because it's true. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Now, you might hear from my accent, I'm not from here. You know, and usually a big Italian guy who sounds like me, looks like me, is not exactly what you picture as being the gun advocate. But I'm going to tell you a story about where I come from. Many years ago, there were these 2 thugs that were running around. They would pick out restaurants, delis, bodegas, gas stations, anything that was closing up right around midnight when there would not be anybody else there. They would walk in, the first guy would just walk up to whoever was behind the cash register and open fire. The second guy would run around, open up the cash register, clean out the drawer, they were gone. 10 seconds, it's all it would take. They did this time and time and time again. Cops couldn't figure them out because of the randomity of it. But every cop knew these guys were out there, but nobody could stop them. Well, one night on Rockaway Parkway, there's this little diner. There's a waitress, manager, and a cook. These 2 guys walked in. Manager already cleaned out the register, but they didn't know that. Cook's in the back. He's cleaning up. Waitress picks up the last plus box. She goes into the kitchen. So when they walk in, there's nobody there to shoot. They're standing there looking around. What they didn't see was that in the dining room, sitting in the dark, is the waitress's husband. He's having a cup of coffee, waiting to take her home. This is December 23rd. It's our last shift before Christmas. He's an off-duty New York City police officer. Now back then, the police department were not allowed to carry their sidearm off duty. They had to go to court and use the Second Amendment as a means of getting the right to carry. They said, you know, we have cops 24 hours a day. They were just granted the right to carry that firearm. He sees these two guys walk in, but they don't see him. He knows he's got to do something. He knows exactly what they're going to do. He gets up in the dark, he circles around the backside of the restaurant, and just as he's about to make his appearance and engage these two guys, here comes his wife, right out of the kitchen. Bus box in hand, both of these guys train their guns on her, right in front of him. He has one option. He reaches out, grabs a hold of her, pulls her back behind him, and with his other hand, puts one round in the head of one guy and drops him like a sack of potatoes, puts 5 more rounds in the chest of the other one. That second guy doubles up, backs out of the door, takes off running. They find him bled out 3 blocks away in a parking lot. Now imagine if he wasn't there. They would have shot her, opened up the cash register, found no money. They would have went into the kitchen, found no money, but they would have found the cook. They would have shot him too. Then they probably would have went and found the manager, and along with him, found the money. Probably would have shot him, taken the money too. But a good guy with a gun was there. 4 people walked out of that restaurant that night, but 5 lives were saved. Because that waitress was 5 months pregnant with me. I am the truth. Your Second Amendment, don't dare let anybody take it away from you. We have to, like we just saw recently, fight, fight, fight. Be the good guy. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the